chances if I was going to track down Roscoe Bob Bryant. And hunting Plumber looked like a good way to get rich quick, as the local vigilantes exposed him as the leader of the bandits and put a generous price on his head.
Ну чё, всех привет и приятного просмотра. Продолжаем мы проходить в конвой, можно так сказать. Но она недолгая игра, на самом деле, 7 уровень. Так, что это такое у нас? Могу это прокачать? Нет. Значит, вот это мы ускоряем перезарядку, быстро нажать на кнопку. Опачки. И что это за привлекаю внешней скрытности?
Plummer rallied his gang to plunder one last gold mine before making their escape. And that's where I thought I'd find him.
Найдите вход в шахту? Очуметь. Давайте посмотрим, что из этого выйдет. Золотая пушечка.
It makes me nervous standing so close to all these goddamn barrels of gunpowder.
Why would you be nervous? No one has the components to come after us. As long as you don't light up a cigar, we're fine.
Besides, George is up there on the rocks with that rifle of his. Nothing gets past
А
him.
зачем? Кто знает. Мужики, где вы? Здесь? О, мужички.
As my late father pointed out to me more than once, God made men, but Samuel Colt made them equal.
Офигеть просто. Уж динамит был. Не, пушку я отдавать не буду. Типа. Надо было по этой бочке стрельнуть. Что-то я не подумал. Опачки. Не, это менять не буду. Что за какая была? Вот что дает. А мне сюда надо? Или нет? Ха! Я уже заблудился здесь, замечательно просто. Испарение проходит. Хочет кого-то вышка какая-то. Опа. Ну ладно, используем, спускаемся. Что такое? Ой, я дурак! Что это такое? Я таки думаю, что это зрелищная фигня, блин. Готов. Ну что, мужики, отдыхаем, да? Я вижу, как вы отдыхаете. Ну, наверное, не побегу уже. Это нафиг не надо. Пойдем дальше по шахте гулять. Это все, что мне надо? Сквозь шахты что пройти, я не понимаю. А как все, тележку засунули? Так, подожди. Что-то я не понимаю по заданию. Хотите вход в шахту. Здесь, что ли?
I knew that dynamite wasn't mine, so I decided the polite thing would be to return it. It was the biggest gold rush since Sutter's Mill in '48. Unfortunately, prospectors weren't the only ones drawn to those riches. There were thieves and killers, robbing travelers and hijacking gold shipments. Like those that ran with Plummer. Some were just regular folks I knew from town, drawn by greed and easy pickings. Charlie Crow, the blacksmith. James, who worked in the stable. Sam and Jeremiah Barber, the butcher's son. Ordinary citizens who lived a double life. Stealing and thieving and murdering their neighbors. Of course, the rest were veterans of the Civil War. Stone-cold killers trained on the bloody fields of Shiloh and Antietam. Plummer had a lot of men on his payroll. A hell of a lot. That son of a bitch pretended to protect the public with one hand while stealing them blind with the other. He set up a defensive perimeter which I had no idea how to breach. Dangerous, desperate individuals. I was outnumbered and in way over my head, but I was too damn stubborn and stupid to realize it. They must have thought I was touched.
Опасно стрелять так.
Or had some kind of death wish. Seeing as there were barrels of gunpowder everywhere. One stray bullet, one stray spark, and I'd be blown to hell and gone. Did I have any second thoughts about what I was doing? No. I thought I was some kind of hero. I finally made it past and headed on to meet my destiny. But first, I had something I needed to figure out.
Уже ничего не осталось. И куда мне идти? Сюда, что ли, получается? Офигеть.
I had a few ideas on how to get into that mine, but once I made my decision, I knew there was no turning back. So my first thought was to enter the nearest mine portal. I saw an entrance. Made sense.
Мост появился.
It was the quickest way in, but that also made it more dangerous, as there would undoubtedly be enemy pickets posted along the way.
А кто вот динамитом кинул, дебилы? Вы сами что себе динамитом? Да себе здесь пушку взяли. Может, ведь что тут лучше? Вот попробуем.
Besides, once you enter a mine like that, it's easy to get all turned around. And that confusing maze of corridors wouldn't even be the worst of it. Some of those shafts could be as deep as hell. single stumble or misstep can easily end in a deadly plunge to oblivion.
Так, куда мне идти дальше надо? Понятно, вниз. Патрончики. Да тут ей все лежит, ё-моё. Не, пойдем по заданию.
Quick reflexes often make up for a lack of common sense. Luckily, I was never one to be easily bushwhacked. I would just need to be careful not to blow myself to kingdom come. With all that gunpowder and dynamite everywhere, a body has to know what he's shooting at.
Так что ли?
All it takes is one tiny spark, and boom.
Блин, какой, блин, я не по нему же попал. Да
As a
ёб твою
boy,
мать,
I
а?
always loved the 4th of
Детство я
July.
любил День независимости. Заебись День независимости. Блин, с бочками. Ну что вы придумаете с этими бочками, а? Понятно, все.
One wrong bullet could have turned that mine into a dad-blasted tomb. I freely admit that my plan of attack was not just moronic, but clearly insane.
Ёб твою мать. А! Вот это волна. Нет, только не она. Чё, надо было
It's a
уходить?
good thing that I abandoned that ridiculous plan before I even tried it.
Чё было-то, я не понял. Вообще непонятно, что произошло.
Instead, I spotted a ladder, a way into the mine from the opposite side.
Очуметь.
It was a long way around, but that approach seemed more sensible at the time. Of course, being I had a problem with heights, that scaffolding scared the bejesus out of me.
А зачем столько бочек?
Climbing down that ladder required some caution. Because even though I had a younger man's
Без
reflexes,
понятий, что я делаю?
no man can dodge a damn bullet while climbing down a rickety ladder. I needed to make a leap of faith. Which ain't easy when you're suspended between heaven and
Куда
hell.
мне идти-то надо? Ну чё, блин. А что использовать надо?
I was determined not to give up, however.
Очуметь просто. Ну ладно.
As Sheriff Plummer seemed quite the despicable character. When the vigilantes discovered what the sheriff was up to, people were outraged. That 10,000 they put on his head would go a long way to helping me find old Bob. And I
Готовы?
had made it my mission to settle that score come hell or high water.
А чё он хуже? Такая же фигня, блин. Патрон со мной подбирается.
But first, I would have to make a choice. Take the elevator or climb the ladder.
Подождите. Значит, Значит,
I
я не
wanted
туда
to
пошел.
use the element of
Ну
surprise.
ладно.
Plus, I figured I could use the exercise.
Не додумался.
I was
Не
warmed up
нашел.
already, so what the hell?
Ну и чё я тут поднялся бы? А дальше туда, что ли, мне надо идти?
Plummer was a mad dog killer, and the people of Nevada City deserved better.
Nevada City? Well, I thought Plummer met his maker in Bannock, Montana.
Right, well, he was the sheriff of both
Yeah.
places at one time or another, but
Pushka.
that's neither here nor there. The point was, taking him down would save a lot of lives, including my own.
Новый уровень, замечательно просто. А куда мне дальше-то идти надо, я не понимаю. А, сюда спускаться. Динамит у меня так есть. И что дальше будет? Сейчас с врагом встречусь. Он мне динамит будет кидать. Вот падла, блин. Динамит будет кидать мне. Бандит. Законник, бандит. Отступник. Генри Пламер. Пламер. Какой-то. Фиг его знает, что такое вообще.
They're gonna bury you in a million pieces! It's just getting worse and worse for you.
Henry Plummer was clearly unhinged, and I could see right away that this was gonna take some doing.
Your ass. No blood money for you today! You shot. I need some help here! Come on, boys! Take this cocksucker out!
Блин, откуда стрелять-то, не понимаю. Ай, падла. Вы падлы-то какие, а?
You can't hide from me!
Где он?
Catch this, you son of a bitch! Who said you could throw dynamite? I got a lot more dynamite than you! Oh, you ain't taking me! How you like that? They're gonna bury you in a million pieces! Oh. Gonna blow you into next week, boy! Time to die! They're gonna need a dustpan! You killed an innocent!
Да ё-моё, динамитом накидали. Держимся, держимся еще.
Catch this, you son of a bitch! Show off! I can shoot too! Why don't you just join the circus?
Где ты, Павла?
No blood money for you today!
Уходим, 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 уходим. Так, подождите.
You kill him, or I kill you! You are really my ass!
блин. Уроды, блядь. Какой ты не один, блядь, сражаешься. Живи, 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 живи. Живи, 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 живи. Есть, убил
Well,
его.
that's how Henry Plummer died.
Тяжело,
Him and his crew were worth their weight in gold. And now, I was officially a bounty hunter.
Тяжелый Динка. Все-таки соперник непростой был.
So, did you finally go after that Bob feller?
Well, I heard word he was in Kansas with John Wesley Hardin. So that's where I went.
Where in Kansas?
Abilene. Why do you ask, Ben?
No reason.
Was Hardin as fast as Ringo?
Ringo was fast, but John Wesley was as fast as the devil himself. Hell, he killed his first man at 15. From that day forward, he had a price on his head and wouldn't back down for nobody, not even Wild Bill Hickok himself.
Быстрый и мертвый. Офигеть просто. Ну, продолжаем дальше.
I dodged death many a time, and that night in Abilene was no different.
Хорошо я начал, бля. Я ждал разговора, а не чё мне кто-то быстрее там. Сразу стрельбу засунули, а?
I was there with the intention of finding that bastard Bob and collecting the bounty on John Wesley.
Люга патроны перезаряжаются у него.
I thought the Texas Rangers got Hardin.
Yeah, that's what they want you to believe. It was coldin' a witch's tit and a brass bra that night as I fought my way past his loyal compadres to the very same saloon we're sitting in today. Look around and imagine this place painted in blood. Hardin was waiting for me, and...
Опа, здорово.
Wait, I'm jumping the gun here. Let me back up and give you some background on this sumbitch. He deserves that much. Don't you think so, Ben? John Wesley Hardin was a killer. By the end, he confessed to taking the lives of 42 men. Fathers and husbands, brothers and sons, men with families who cared about them. He was a bona fide folk hero by then, and had amassed a gang of armed miscreants and other assorted thugs. He and his men set up camp outside of town, and I was hoping Bob was among them.
Shit, it's cold out here. I'm freezing my giblets off.
Ain't right, we gotta stay out here keeping watch like this. Ain't nobody stupid enough to go after Hardin anyway.
Better 3 hours early than a minute too late.
Damn it! Shoot that son of a bitch!
They didn't ask why I was there. They knew. As most of them were wanted as well. I figured Hardin was here somewhere, but to get to him, I'd have to get past his gun hands. And that was easier said than done, as most of them were as foolish and full of bravado as I was.
Нифига у него уже офигенный пистолетик. Я знаю, что ты тут где-то жил, еще один.
I had to spill a lot of blood to find out Hardy wasn't in that camp.
Не, эта игра не для меня.
God damn it!
Shoot that son of a bitch!
He shot Bill! Shoot him! Shoot him! I'm putting you down.
I had to spill a lot of blood to find out Hardin wasn't in that camp. He was carousing in town with his closest friends. Hardin's boys apparently didn't want me to reach the Bull's Head. Some were hightailing it into town to inform their jefe of my unwelcomed presence.
Откуда они выбежали, я не понимаю.
You bastard!
Я себе там.
You rule the day. Tell Hardin someone's coming for him.
Stop that son of a bitch!
Так, блин, он за меня где-то бегает.
Let the boys know we got another law dog.
Что это такое? Не, уже это писать ничего нету. Нафиг мне его подсказывают, когда мне не надо. Что, блин, за фигня такая, а?
I wondered if Bob was among them.
О, все-таки горим. Все-таки горим. Так, мне контрольная точка нужна. Вот она,
And I
контрольная
steeled
точка.
myself for the fight ahead.
И
For
на
as
этой
good as
ноте
I
я хочу
was,
остановиться.
deep down I wondered if John Wesley wasn't just a little bit better.
Все, на этой ноте останавливаюсь. Увидимся в следующей серии, других прохождений. Всем удачи вам и пока.